Live in prime time. Just to give you guys an update, I spoke to Marissa online from Legion Steel. They're doing okay. The worst of the storm has passed them now, and they are without power. She was saying that a lot of the homes have been damaged. Unfortunately, someone lost a life, not with them, but in their area. So, but they're doing okay. So I just want everybody to know that. We all love Marshall, Marissa, our friends over at Legion Steel. So I just wanted to give you guys that update. So, and that's why I'm on tonight because they're not. And I figured we could all hang out. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Glad to have you here. I see that the stuff you sent me should arrive here on Monday. So that's awesome. Can't wait to see that stuff. And I see right now we've got 6 people, 7 likes. Hey, Fook, what's up, buddy? How you doing? So tonight is going to be more of a fun kind of show. Hey, War Room, what's going on? So I've got some stuff in front of me, but I kind of want to know what you guys are carrying tonight. You know, El Cap, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I just wanted to give because we are all part of the knife community and the Legion Steel family, so I just want to let everybody know. You know, but hey, Ron, what's going on, buddy? So we're gonna just kind of wing it tonight. I didn't have anything really planned. This was kind of last minute, but I decided I wanted to jump on since they're not on. We figured we could all still have a hang and go from there. But what's everybody carrying? I'll show you what I carried today. I have the Sencut Brazoria, the same one that Ron Crow won, but he chose the maroon one, so I kept the jade one, and that's what I'm carrying today. Love this knife. Carrying that, and I'm also carrying a new knife that I picked up actually just today. I picked up this. This is a Kershaw Hotwire. Picked this little guy up at Walmart. It was on clearance for $10. It's a Kershaw assisted opening. It's only a 3CR blade, but it's got a great shape. And man, they say it's spring assisted. I don't know. I can still one-hand it, so without any problem. But the AD10, the American Lawman. I want a TCAL so bad. I would really love to get one, but they're pricey, more than I'm willing to spend on a fixed blade, only because fixed blades aren't my priority knife. I'm more of a folder guy. I do carry fixed blades, and in fact, I had one show up this week. So, and that one for me was the Nafslander 4. This is a great sized fixed blade, but if you notice right there, you can kind of see there's a smile engraved into it. That's because this is a blem. So they sold this at like $60 off the regular price, which is the only reason why I bought it, because otherwise I wouldn't have paid the money they want for it. But it's a S35 VN blade steel. This is their Black Sheep edition, so it's got the black micarta, and of course it's got the sheep's foot blade. What they were saying, and I can't really see it, that there was a problem with the way they ground the point, and I don't see it. I think it's perfect. I mean, this thing is sharp as anything. I was using it at work this week. Hey, Weld, I am so glad you're here. And so, yeah, this came in, and this has been a great little fixie. The only problem I have with it is that it has jimping here, but the jimping for me is really ineffective. It doesn't grab my finger at all. And that's the only problem I've ever had with NAFs, any of the landers. And I have all the landers because I really love them. Hey, Billy Berry, thanks for joining in. Hey, Justin, what's going on, Titanium? So that's the only problem I have. I mean, it's not the worst jimping, but my hand does kind of slip on it a little bit. But I love the fact that it comes with the lanyard on there that has the rocket booster bead. So it really, hey, No Bull Reviews, how are you? So it's a really great little fixie. And first thing I did was I put an Ulti clip on it, so that way I could pocket carry it. And I was using that at work, and man, it cut like a charm. Whether it be cutting my apples, whether it be cutting packages open and things like that, it really did everything you want an EDC knife to do. The other one I carried this week, as far as a fixed blade, was this one. Just the one I showed last week. This is the the Watchman Nesmith. And, you know, for a $25 knife, this thing is excellent. You know, you can't beat it. It's got really nice blade shape to it. I love the Nesmuk knives. You know, great handle. It's just perfectly ergonomic. And this has some really, look right there. It's got some really aggressive jimping that your thumb just sits right in there and you can make every kind of cut you need. You know, but what's everybody else carrying? Gons, welcome back. Love having you here, buddy. So, but oh, you know what? I gotta make some of you guys mods so that way you can share your channels. Weld, you're a mod. You need to be a mod. Kelly, I know you're a mod already. War Room, you're a mod. Let's see, LCAP. Ron, I'm gonna make you a mod as well. So everybody, please share your reviews. I mean, your channels. You know, it's all help each other grow. Justin, you're going to be a mod. Rolf, you need to be a mod. How you doing, Rolf? I saw you on Ron's live earlier. In fact, I saw most of you guys on Ron's live earlier, which is great. Ground Fog, what's up, buddy? Welcome to Saturday Night Live. Well, no, let's not do that because that's Big Reds. But this is prime time Saturday night. So, and by the way, who's going to be there at Big Red show tonight? I know I will be. Love Big Red. So, what do you guys all have for dinner? Let's do, you know, let's carry on the tradition of Legion Steel. What's everybody have tonight for dinner? I know Jen and I, we had Chinese food. I did a beef chow mein. Noble Bull Reviews. I don't know your channel. I'm gonna have to check it out. Definitely want to check it out. So, but yeah, if anybody's got channels and I made you a mod, you know, please feel free to share them. And for the people who are mods, can you share the people who aren't mods, their channels? You know, love to have everybody involved. So, Nightbot got to Noble Reviews. Not sure what was said there, but War Room. Love cheesesteak sandwiches. I don't eat them that much anymore, but when I do, man, I really enjoy them. I make knees mac too. Wow. So Gons, you're pulling out one of the pricey devils. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know Noble Reviews. Nightbot's an automatic mod, so it's certain words it may just key on, and I apologize if it did because it didn't show me what you said, so I'm not sure. You know, I had Nightbot set up from before I actually had human mods when I first started doing lives, but maybe because it was all caps. I'm not sure. So it hates caps. Okay, that's why. Addicted to Blades, how you doing, buddy? Oh, all right, Kelly. It was okay. So Kelly's saying it was named in all caps that flagged it. So, but so apparently only BLTs and tater tots. Come on, that is traditional American there. Love tater tots, love BLTs. So yeah, I'm noticing it's if you type everything in all caps, it's gonna delete it. So and then time you out for however long. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how Nightbot is doing this, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. So you guys saw I dropped some videos this week. I dropped the Cold Steel video with the unboxing of the two Cold Steels, including this guy here, the Cuda Light, which is just a really fun, giant size slip joint knife. So that video dropped. So if you can check it out, go back and check that one out. I dropped the one on the new Flissa. And let me tell you, this is one of the best $18 knives you'll ever get. You know, but Neil McKenzie, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. But so this was a good video. A lot of people like this video so far. If you haven't checked it out, please do. But you know, I have some videos that are going to be coming up that are on things that you haven't seen necessarily yet. This is a new knife that came in from Remet. I'm going to be shooting a video on this, and that'll go up this week. HX Outdoors sent me a knife for review, so that'll be going up. I decided to take Big Red EDC's lead, and I signed up for Log and Jotter. So I'll do an unboxing of the Log and Jotter notebook this week. I kind of like when he does those, and I was like, hey, I could do that. Not that I want to copy him, because no one can do it like Big Red. Big Red's awesome. But I do like the idea of that, because I do use these journals. So there's going to be that. And of course, the Asgear from Legion Steel. I have the two of them here. They are going to be opened up and reviewed. In fact, let's open one up now. Let's open up this one and show it to everybody, because let me tell you, this is a quality knife. So that is the Asgear by Legion Steel. That is a pretty knife. Titanium with the shredded carbon inserts with the blue accents. Let me tell you, Marshall knows how to design a knife. And it's got the flipper on it. It's a small flipper. And man, that just pops out of there. That modified sheep's foot is just a really great blade shape. So yeah, but if you check it out, that is the Legion Steel, the Asgear. And I can't wait to do the review video on it. But I've checked it out for a couple of days now that I've had it. Really like it. Yeah, it feels great in the hand. So, but no, Fook, these are not being given away. But yeah, no, I just wanted to show you, I am playing with the Asgear. Going to do a nice video on the two of them. That's the titanium one. And then in this box here, they come in these great cases, by the way. I have the black Asgear. And that one is gorgeous as well. The titanium black with the blue accents. Again, the black shredded carbon. And essentially the exact same knife, just the colorways are different. But there's something about the quality. You could just feel the quality of the titanium on these knives. Like, I have other knives that are titanium, but you can tell they're a lower grade. There's just a great feel to this that just feels different. And I originally, when I was going to choose my own Asgear, was going to go for the titanium. But when I took this one out and started using this one, I fell in love with the black. So I chose to go with the black for my own. So these are the ones that were sent out. These are part of the pass along group. So I actually have to send these along in another couple of days after I do the videos to the next person who's going to have them. But for myself, I chose the black one because I just fell in love with the look of it and the feel of it. It actually feels slightly different to me than the titanium. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because of the black coating, but it just feels different. And I really love it. I mean, and this is just a great knife. I mean, that blade shape is just amazing. What I like, it's a nice controlled drop shut. Homer, what's up, buddy? King Bob, welcome aboard. So yeah, the Asgears, they're special knives. They really are. So I don't know. I'm really, like I said, I fell in love with the black one right out of the box, which I usually would be the titanium and blue kind of silver and blue look. I have so many knives with silver and blue, but I wanted to go with this one because I just couldn't believe how it felt in check, you know. But is anybody else? I know Barbie, Rolf. I know Barbie has the Asgear. How's she liking it so far? Hey, Barbie, there you are. So I know you. I know you won the Asgear in the giveaway with oh, you love it. I figured as much. I mean, you could just feel the quality. I mean, you know, it's a premium knife and it feels premium. You know, it's so, the action on it is so smooth. You know, I do have a couple of minor things that I'm going to point out that could be changed on it. But overall, I mean, it's a great knife. And if you like knives designed by Marshall, I have this one in my collection. And this is the, yeah, I'm not great with this one. But this is the Goblin by Concept that was also designed by Marshall. And this is a great fifth pocket carry. Really, really fun knife, you know. But Marshall knows how to design. There's no doubt in my mind, you know. Frame lock, just really great. And this one he designed to look like a fighter. So if you look at it, it's got the shape and it almost looks like a cockpit window. So Gonzo, you know who Marshall is. Marshall from Legion Steel. Come on now. But yeah, he does a great job with his designs, you know. So some of the other things that have come in, so those are going to be videos. There's also a new Rosecraft video that's going to be dropping. Rosecraft sent me another knife. I was able to review that. So that's going to be coming out. That's recorded. Well, yeah, Fook. The thing is, Marshall is big into aviation and planes. So you'll notice a lot of that influence in his designs. So Hans Meyer, welcome. Greg, what's up, Greg Vanderlip? How are you, buddy? So, and Greg, hold on one second. All right. So again, guys, please, if you have a channel, please link the channel so that way other people who aren't already subscribed. Hey, New Hampshire Redbud, how are you? So with that, you know, I've got those videos coming out. I've got a video on something new from Olight and O-Knife. And I don't know if they're necessarily new, but they're new to me. Well, one of them is new. One is one of the new flashlights that just dropped. But, you know, so those are videos that are coming up. So there's a lot of videos that have been recorded. There are videos that are being recorded. I still have knives in boxes that I haven't opened yet that are going to be coming out. You know, I'm currently working with a few different companies, HX Outdoors, Best Techman, Rosecraft, obviously Legion Steel, Free Tiger. Free Tiger is an up-and-coming company who's put out a few knives recently. They're in the budget range. They sent me a knife that'll actually be arriving tomorrow. So you don't have to like the lights, Veritas. You know, it's not everybody's gig. So, and if you don't like it, you could always leave. It's fine. But what's up, Caleb? How are you, buddy? So yeah, those are some videos that are gonna be coming up, and hopefully you'll enjoy all that. And you know, and like I said, if you see other people posting links and you haven't subscribed, although most of us we all know each other here for the most part, I'm pretty sure we're all subscribed to each other at this point. But again, feel free because we got some new people in here. Yeah, Brian, how you doing, Brian White? Yes, I really want to get the Goblin XL, because you know, like it totally dwarfs this one, you know, but and for me, if it's a perfect size knife, that's actually going to be, you know, that would be a daily carry as opposed to a fifth pocket, you know. So some of the other stuff I have in front of me, I have Inexpensive Knife by Albatross. These are some kind of budget bangers. I don't know, you know, they've kind of got that skeletonized look here. Got your thumb deployment there. It is an access lock, and this is a knife that you can get for Illuminati Ninja. How are you? This is a knife that you could get relatively inexpensive. This thing I think is around $18. You can often get it for like 15 on sale, but it has a nice detent. Not the sharpest out of the box, I will have to run this over a sharpener to tune it a little bit, but it's beautifully drop shut. It easily deploys with the thumb hole and, you know, with the flipper. So if you're not good with the thumb deployment, it's got, again, it's got that nice flipper. It's got an interesting blade shape, you know. I don't know what, it's kind of a drop point, but it comes up a little bit. There is no jimping along here, but because it comes up almost like a Spyderco in a way, you can put your thumb right there. And because of these speed holes in the side, they actually, you can lean your fingers right in there and it just kind of grips. It's kind of cool, you know. But yeah, absolutely. Caleb, let me add you as a mod. That way you can promote your channel. Dragoon, what's up, buddy? So I have that in front of me. You know, I also did the pickled steel video this week. And I was really appreciative that Aldo saw the video, Aldo from Pickled Steel, and he really enjoyed it. And I had nothing but nice things to say about this knife. I love this thing. I mean, this is just the perfect, for me, the perfect, and again, it's for me, it's the perfect budget EDC knife. If you don't have a lot of money to spend and you want a knife that'll do it all and built really well, the Pickled Steel Freya is excellent. I can't speak highly enough about this. I was carrying this, like right after I shot the video, I was carrying this, and I was even more impressed when I was carrying it than when I made the video. And let me tell you, it is a slicey bugger. This thing will, I put it through the paper test. I was cutting rope with it. I every day eat my apples and I carve them up and use my EDC knives with it. And let me tell you, it's a great knife. I can't say enough. You know. So I have another weird knife on the table, which not that the Pickled Steel is weird, but this one is kind of weird. This is by Wartech, and this is a version of a Desert Warrior. I actually have this in the Desert Warrior finish, and this is a real budget knife. These you can get for like $14, but they have that cool, you know, that cool Desert Warrior kind of finish. Kind of looks like an ice cream cone with dripping ice cream and sprinkles on it. And I'm finding these Wartech knives by a company called Buckshot are pretty good for what they are. I mean, I think it's only like a 5CR steel, so it's not a great steel. And, you know, you've got that billboarding there that says designed in the USA, made in China. But if you don't mind the Chinese made knife for a budget, that's kind of cool looking, you know, to add to the Desert Warrior collection. I know Weld and Carry, you need one of these. But yeah, kind of like it. And it's got the thumb studs. It's got your flipper. Just kind of a decent little knife. Is it perfect? No. There's some rough things on it, but I can live with it for the price. Definitely. You know. Yep. Well, you're like me. You love the Donut Warrior and stuff. So this is one, you know, that you could definitely appreciate. So we've got more people here. What's everybody carrying? People who weren't here before. Let us know what you're carrying today. Who? I didn't. Let me roll back. Oh, Addicted to Blades. Yeah, let me make it Addicted to Blades too. Yep. Okay. Addicted to Blades, you are now a mod. Sorry, I missed that request before. Mind of Milton, what's up, buddy? Mick Ranger, I see you're here. How you doing, buddy? Mick's become a pal of mine on here, just like everybody else, you know. But me and Mick Ranger have a little bit of a difference. Mick is a diehard New York Rangers fan. I'm a diehard New York Islanders fan. And oh man, that's like oil and vinegar, you know? They just don't mix. Just kidding you, Mick. But so what is everybody carrying? I mean, we've got a couple of people listed, but I know more people are carrying than just the 3 or 4 that have listed it, you know? So Well, Caleb, you're up in that Boston area, so I would expect you to say Bruins. You know, Curtis F3. Okay, nice, nice. Caleb, I can't say anything about Boston because before the Islanders existed, my family were Boston Bruins fans, but we lived in the New York area. But then when the Islanders came to existence, we jumped on the Islanders bandwagon. So I can't say anything bad about the Bruins. I do hate your Patriots, though. Sorry, and I know hate's a strong word. I hate the Patriots. So sorry. Mandy's Candy, how are you? Wyoming Adventures, what's up, Sheila? How you doing? Nothing wrong with that, Brian. Habs the greatest hockey franchise ever. Oh, good. Thank you, Caleb. We agree. That's great. So, Caleb, who do you root for in football if you're not a Patriots fan? If anybody hasn't checked out Wyoming Adventures channel, let me make her a mod so you can check out her channel. She does some really great stuff. No. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. She was a mod already. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, Wyoming Adventures is doing some great stuff. She just had a big giveaway the other day. That was really fun. Check out Barbie EDC. Check out her channel. Again, check out everybody's channel. Rolf Rams, huh? Gotcha. Rolf, but how did you become a Rams fan? Were you always in Florida? I mean, right? You're in Florida, correct? I'm not sure. I thought you guys were in Florida. Or you're in North Carolina. I forget. We have so many people all over the place. It's hard to keep up after a while, But Nightbot is working overtime, Greg. You're right. So some other things we have here on the table. We have one of my favorite knives of all time, and that is the Civivi Vision. This is just, man, one of the best EDC knives I have ever used. In fact, this is probably, of the knives I carry, in my top 5, along with my Manix 2. Just phenomenal knife, and at a price point that is just amazing. And this lock here is just great. I love that Dream Lock, as they call it, which we all know is it's similar to the Shark Lock by Demko. So if you want a knife with a similar action and feel to a Demko, this is the way to go, because I actually think this is on par with their quality. It doesn't have necessarily the same blade steel, but it has better blade steel than some of the budget-minded Demkos. But man, that's great. The only thing I really don't like on this, speed holes. I hate speed holes on knives. So I'm going to eventually replace this with a fat carbon set of scales. There's some people selling them out there. So, but yeah, the Flytanium makes great stuff. I have Flytanium scales on one of my Benchmades. I also have Flytanium scales on one of my Landers. Yeah, Noble Reviews. Yes, it did set the bar high on budget knives. And actually, there's the Wii version of the Vision. I actually think the Civivi version is better than the Wii version. I don't know why that is. Just to me, it feels better. I don't know. Maybe I just feel more comfortable with the price point, which could be very, but it's just a fantastic knife. And by the way, I've got new stickers made up and ready to ship out. If anybody wants stickers, just email me at adv50@gmail.com. And I usually have that link in the videos at the bottom. So if anybody wants channel stickers, let me know. I know some of you have already gotten them, but I have, plenty to send out. I just got a new shipment in of those, help spread the word. But so I have something on the table that in front of me that is kind of interesting. This is one of my camping hatchets. This is by Gerber. This is kind of unique, and I kind of like this one. Let me take this out. One, unlike some other small camping hatchets, this has a lot of weight to it. So this could do some really nice work with it. But hidden in the handle is a knife. So what they did was, for people who like Mora style knives, they actually embedded one here in the handle. And this is very much a Mora style knife. It's got your rubberized plastic handle, your blade, and just slides right into, slides right into the handle of the axe. Has a cap that holds it in place. And this is just a great, like, 2-in-1 camping accessory. You know, you could do some wood splitting with it because it is heavy. I mean, it's got real weight to it. You could easily, split wood with it. Great for camping. I take this when I go motorcycle camping because it's small and I can put it right under the seat on my bike. And it kills two birds with one stone. Again, it's got that knife right here in the handle. If I can get the cap off. And what's nice is it's magnetic, so it locks in there. You don't have to worry about it, and you don't hear it rattling even when you're using the axe. It's got a great drop point blade on there. You know, Gerber, Gerber's hit and miss. Their high end stuff has a tendency to be really good, and their low end stuff has a tendency to be exactly that, low end. But this is probably about a $30 to $40 hatchet. Comes with its sheath, and just really practical. Like if if you're a hiker or it might be heavy for hiking. I wouldn't say hiking, but if you're a camper, especially overland camping or motorcycle camping, it's a really good tool. Very useful. So, does anybody know who the patron saint of blades is? Anybody know? The patron saint of blades. Saint Bowie. There you go. The patron saint of blades. This is a new sticker that Blade HQ has been sending out. Kind of cool. I like it. It's coming now in a lot of their stuff. I just received something from them the other day, and that was in there, and it made me chuckle. Absolutely love that. This is a knife here, an interesting, inexpensive Amazon knife by a company called Victory, and it's a small flipper. These nice wooden handles that have a really kind of good feel to them. It's a thumb stud deployment only, no clip on it. So it's going to be a drop in the pocket type of knife, but it's got a nice drop point on it. It's like a 440A steel, if I remember right. It's not a great steel, but geez, this thing, I think it was $8. It's got a liner lock. It's got that pretty little red around the pivot. Got that red orange trim. Just a nice looking little knife. I can't believe we're in an age where you could pay $2,000 for a knife and then you can go and get one for $8. And it's not a bad knife. Is it the best knife in the world? No. They put their brand right there on the bottom. Victoria. I'm sorry, Kitore. So not Victoria, but Kitore. And it's for what it is. It's a great little bang around knife. You can take it to work, use it to cut boxes open. If you lose it, it's the same as a box cutter, basically, as far as pricing goes. But reality is you could sharpen it. It actually, when I do it right, will flip open properly. I'm never going to do it on camera, so that's what happens. But yeah, so we'll just slow roll it for now. And actually, you know why? Because I'm reverse flicking it there. If I do it with my thumb, it's not a problem. So I got to remember, every time I see a hole, I don't need to spidey flick it. I could just do it as a traditional thumb opener, and it will open every time. It's got a nice sound to it when it opens. So for a budget knife, it's a banger, man. Definitely a banger. I'm a guy who likes my expensive knives. I'm a guy who likes budget knives as well. I probably have more budget knives than I do expensive knives because that's just how I roll. But then you pull out something like my Benchmade, and I totally respect the Benchmade too. I know some people think Benchmade is overpriced, and you are 100% right. They are overpriced, but the quality of this knife is excellent. And I mean, this is a ridiculously sharp blade out of the box, And then you have something like this, my Civivi Mini Praxis, $29 of amazing little knife. This one happens to have red scales that have been customized. These were not dyed; these were actually 3D printed scales that somebody made. And at the time, I didn't have a knife with red handles. Now I have several of them, and I swapped out the handles because I was like, well, I've got a million knives that are olive green and black. But hey, Henry, what's going on, Henry G? Welcome to my Saturday night show. So I'm glad everybody could come and hang out. We're all the people who hang out with Legion Steel generally. I know we're going to pop in a little while and be over there with G-Ball Vision, you know. And I believe Rochambeau is going on later as well. I think he goes on around 10 or so. And I know we all pop into theirs as well, because that's the one thing I've noticed. I have been with multiple screens or going back and forth, and I see all of us, we're back and forth between all the lives at once, which is kind of cool. But well, I am so glad you're here. I usually do my streams really late, and you're usually in bed, so that's kind of cool to have you here, buddy. I'm glad, because Weld is one of the guys who supported me right from the beginning, and I love Weld's channel. So if you guys aren't subscribed, reach out to Weld and Carry, subscribe to his channel. Love his channel. He does some fun stuff. He's a young kid who's working his butt off in school, putting out videos as well. Just a good kid, man. So only problem with Weld is that he doesn't really use his knives. And Weld, I love you, but you really only use one of your knives. Let them breathe. Use them, buddy. Use them. They want to be used. They're just screaming out. Every time you go by them, they're like, Weld, use me. Use me. Cut something open with me. That's what I was made for. But yes, they are pocket jewelry. I get it. Well, I have pocket jewelry too that beside my knives, some of the stuff like worry stones that I carry, I have those little Martian babies periodically that I throw in my pocket. Some stuff is, including like this in my back pocket here, which is my Hank that was made by Mad Yako. Mad Yako makes great Hanks. So he custom made this one for me because I told him I love everything pirate, and he made this one. So, that's great. Like I said, he does really good work, Mad Yako. So I wish he was here so we could shout him out his channel. But yeah, definitely Mad Yako. Check out his Etsy shop. He has some really nice Hanks. Hey, Dwayne Letterman, thanks for showing up. Love it. Love having you here. But yeah, so like a lot of stuff we use in the community is pocket jewelry, that doesn't get used all that much. I keep lots of things. Now, this gets used all the time. This is my little Swiss Army knife. Probably used more than any other knife I have, whether it be for the toothpick, for the tweezers, just cutting little things open. That's always used. Then I always have the Gear Infusion pry bar on me. And again, more pocket jewelry than ever really getting used. Doesn't get used all that much. But when on the occasion that I have needed it, it does come in handy. So a lot of this stuff is pocket jewelry, That's what a lot of EDC is about, I hate to say it. You get some guys, and we all see them on there, and there's nothing wrong with it because that's their thing. But they will show a matching set of EDC gear every single day. One day it's red, one day it's blue, one day it's orange. And it's kind of a flex, and I actually like it as a flex. I'm a guy who tries to match up my gear. I'm not going to lie. I try to, like, today was green colorway for the most part. So I did, my green Olight pen. I did my green Olight flashlight. So yeah, I kind of try to do matchy. And there are some days I just say, screw it. I'll just throw whatever in my pocket, whatever I feel like carrying. But, a lot of EDC is a flex, It's more fun collecting, and we all love to have our tools with us. Some people use this stuff more than others. I know people who are in the trades, especially computer technicians who keep gear that's essential to their job, you know. But yeah, that's great. And I just it's a fun thing. This is just a fun community, you know. Don, you got to get one that really just clips in there really tight, you know, or deep enough pockets where you can just drop it down in the pocket, like even if it's a small one, like like one of these, the i3Es by Olight. These things are cheap; they'll fall right into the bottom of your pocket, or even put it on a keychain, with your car keys. That way, you always have something. Hey, Marissa, I'm glad you're here. I gave everybody an update on how you guys were doing, and was actually showing off the Asgears before. So want to let everybody see the Asgears and kind of get a feel for them, you know. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are doing okay. I was really worried about you guys. That's why I reached out earlier today. You know, you are such a big part of the community, and we all love you here. You know, so I'm glad you and Marshall and everybody doing all right. So hopefully the worst is by totally by you guys. You know, but yeah, everybody say hello to Marissa. She's here in the house. So, but yeah, it's kind of cool, what we all do. And by the way, has anybody seen this tool? And I say tool as a joke. This is the NAFS lock stick tool, or as it says here, the NAFS lock stick prevention device. And all it is a golf pencil, because the graphite, putting that on on the back end of the blade and will prevent the liner locks from sticking. So Marissa, did you have a lot of damage to the house itself, or is it just the area around you? I know you have no power, but just was worried about that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they charge like 98 cents for this one. I just think it's kind of cool because it says on there lock stick prevention device. So made me laugh. I had to have one of those. And by the way, for anybody who is not a regular channel viewer, think about subscribing. You know, NAFS, I got to tell you, is a fun company. I got that shout out from Ben, that Ken Denman told Ben that I loved him, and Ben shouted back that he loves me, which was great. Good, good. Okay. Half down the station. Yeah, absolutely. I got you, Marissa. Definitely positive thoughts going out your way and positive vibes and, the whole thing. So, got you in the back of my mind. But, pass that message along to Marshall too. So, it's for everybody down there. But yeah, so like I was saying, NAFS is just a fun company. Man, Ben Peterson and Austin over there and those guys, they know how to have fun with their company. If you've ever watched their NAFS at night shows, they're a lot of fun. Yes, Neil, I know you're from Jersey. Yep, but Neil, you don't still live in Jersey, correct? If I remember right, I could be remembering wrong because we have so many people in the community. And I don't remember where everybody is all the time. So, but those guys have so much fun. If you've never bought a NAFS product, just at least check out their website, because there's even some great Arizona. That's what I thought. I knew you weren't here anymore. Um, but their website has some great stuff. They have a section under there which actually teaches you about knives. It'll teach you all about knife shapes. It'll teach you about different steels. They do a great job of educating as well as selling product, you know. Um, and they're just fun guys. Like I reached out to them at one point, and I was ordering something, and I put in the comments, I was like, I'm a big fan of Ben. Is there any way I could get an autograph? And he reached out and sent out a mouse pad, one of the mouse pads you always see with the blueprints of a knife, that he signed for me. You know, he didn't charge me anything; he just sent it out as a kind of cool thank you. And I can't tell you, I appreciate that stuff. That's why I'm appreciating Pickled Steel, Aldo getting out and doing all the uh, visits on all the channels. Small companies, small makers who care. You know, that's the way Marshall and Marissa are. Regent Steel, small companies. And I really, really support all the small companies out there, especially when they take the time to, jump in with the community, you know, and be part of it. Because there's a lot of big companies who don't, and they're faceless companies, even though they make good products. Like So I would rather support some of the small companies, and that's because that's my business background. I used to work for major companies, now I work for a small company, and the personalization and the feedback you get from customers when you're in a small company is fantastic. And it's those little touches that go far, especially with me as a consumer being on both ends of it. You know, I realize what it doesn't take much to go out of your way to help a customer or even just make a customer happy. You know, sometimes just it took Ben 5 seconds to sign that mouse pad over, made my day. And in my business, we try to do that. We try to go the extra mile to make customers happy. And I find that the small businesses do that, you know. That's funny, Marissa, you know. But yeah, exactly. When customer service is really important, you know. So I know when I jump off of here later, I know the first thing we do is snack. And we bought these freeze dried apple treats today. So can't wait to jump into those, you know, avoiding the candy. But But yeah. So what's everybody else going to snack on tonight? I mean, it's early for some of you folks. You're people out on the West Coast. I mean, you are at what 6 o'clock over there, so it's actually dinner time for you guys. Yeah, these are new. These are new. I never tried these freeze dried apple crisps before. So actually, I think they're baked. They're not freeze dried. Jen reminded me that they are baked, not freeze dried. She mentioned that before. Endgames Emporium. Hello there. So pretzels with caramel drip on them. Ooh, that sounds really good. Sounds super sweet though, Caleb. But yeah, it sounds great. Nachos, love nachos. In fact, I made nachos earlier this week. So, you know, but that old gag in end games, huh? That old joke. But medium cake. Yeah, you know what? That sounds very good too, Neil. Mercer, you're always having Reese's, so that doesn't surprise me. You know, if I would have known you were going to be on here, I have a Reese's peanut butter cup shirt that I actually got at Hershey when we were in Hershey, PA. I was going to wear that, but I didn't realize you were going to be on. So sorry, next time I'll have to wear that for you. So we already know that you and Marshall have the love of everything Reese's, which me too. I love Reese's peanut butter cups. And you guys say Reese's, but I say Reese's. I don't know. I don't know which is the right way. I think it's Reese's because that's the way they pronounce it on the commercials. But you know, you guys have a little bit different accent than we do here in the Northeast. But actually, I don't have the accent of where I grew up. I should really have a real Brooklyn accent because I grew up in Brooklyn, and I should be saying things like bathroom. I got to go to the bathroom and stuff like that, but I don't. I don't know. I kind of washed that out of me, you know. Oh, Sonic's not bad, but there aren't a lot of them around me either. We had one in Jersey that closed. There is one. Jen, where's the Sonic? There's one. There's one in Middletown. Right. Yeah. So there's one near where I work, and then the next closest one's like 45 minutes away. But Sonic is fun. They have some good things. I mean, you know, it's fast food. It's not great food. It's fast food. But yep, no doubt. But I'm not actually from Jersey. I'm from Brooklyn. So I live in Jersey now. I've lived here for now just about 20 years. But I grew up for 35 years in Brooklyn. Yes, by all these. That's the thing. Yes, yes, the Brooklyn in me will come out once in a while, and I don't know how that happens, but it does periodically. You'll just hear it. Especially if I say the word idea. Sometimes it'll come out idea with an R, sort of like Paul Senior on American Choppers. It just happens. It's a New York thing. Oh, really? Your dad was in? I didn't know that, Kelly. Huh? Small world. I work in Middletown, so that's where my day gig is. I know Caleb's got that Massachusetts accent. Heard that the other day when he was on the live stream. Couldn't miss that one. Instantly knew where he was from. Brian still does the weird R? Okay, gotcha. You're a city boy in the country. Yeah, because well, you came from Illinois down to Tennessee. I gotcha. Neil Baumbrook, gotcha. Yeah, Jen will get me when she'll point that when the Brooklyn to me comes out. Absolutely. Or she's known on here, Book Dragon. And as some of you guys have referred to her as Misadventure, which is funny. I actually think that was first punned by Big Red EDC. He had mentioned Misadventure. So, and that just stuck in my head. So, no, Marissa, yours does not sound boring to us. You're used to it because everybody around you sounds that way, but to us, you sound very different, and it's a good sound. Don't worry. Somerville, Mass. Yep. Yeah, Caleb. There was no doubt you were from Massachusetts. First time I heard you on the live, and my wife and I, we love going up to Massachusetts. You know, we've spent time in Boston, actually all around New England. We've been to Rhode Island. I mean, everywhere in New England we've been. I love the New England states. They are wonderful. You know, just some beautiful places. And in the New England area, you get such a cross section of types of communities. You've got oceanfront communities, people who are millionaires, people who are blue collar Joes, the regular ham and eggers, and you've got mountainous scenery. You've got forests. You've got everything in all New England states. It's such a beautiful area of the country. You know, unlike there are some other states that you just don't have all the same scenery. I love my friends in Texas, but they have one of the blandest states everywhere where everything's just flat. No mountains. No, growing up in an area where you have mountains and stuff, you come to love that kind of stuff. I grew up in Brooklyn, so we always had the shore. Well, here in Jersey they call it the shore. In Brooklyn we call it the beach. You always had the beaches to hang out on, and it was just very different. Then you'd go upstate New York, and you'd have the different mountain ranges, the Adirondack Mountains, and that sort of thing. You know, furthest east you've been is Wisconsin. I spent time in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a very nice area. I had to go out there years ago to do training for one of the companies I worked with and spend time in Madison. And there was one night we were there for like 4 or 5 days, and there was one night that um, some people went out to bars, and I was like, I'm not going to a bar. I could go to a bar anywhere. And I decided just to go out walking the streets of Madison, Wisconsin. It was kind of a cool city. We were right by the Capitol building there, and that area was really cool. The only thing that surprised me was the amount of homeless people on the streets there. But I stopped into this little wonderful coffee shop there and hung out with some of the locals, and it was just a fun time. Yep, G-Ball's going live in a little bit. I'll be over there too, Gonzo, in a little bit. You know, just going to hang out here for a bit. Maybe cross over to the beginning of G-Ball. But I know some people are going to jump over there, and I don't blame you because we've all been watching G-Ball for a long time, and he's a really good guy. Yes, Lilith, homeless people do exist. They exist everywhere, but I was quite shocked at the number of homeless people that were in Madison. I also found that to be the same way when we were in Cape Cod. I couldn't believe the amount of homeless people in Cape Cod. Yeah, the economy does suck right now, you know, and I don't know if it's going to get any better, but we're not going to talk politics. We're not here to talk politics or religion. We're here to talk knives, just hang out, have fun, you know, um, drink coffee, in this case, iced coffee, talk about candy or anything else, just not politics or religion. You know, it's not what we do here. That's what one of the things that's really great about the knife community. We welcome everybody, but we all try to stay away from politics and religion as much as possible because that causes nothing but issues and fights and just divides people. We don't need to be divided. We have a united front. We're all united by our love of knives and the community. So That's a great thing, you know. The other thing, I will say one thing about this community. What I've noticed is so many of the people who have channels help each other out, send each other knives to review as gifts and whatnot. I know I've been gifted a couple knives. I've gifted a couple of knives going out, you know. And I'm not even talking about giveaways. I'm just to, kind of say thank you to people who have helped me, sort of thing. And, it's really feels good when you do that kind of stuff, you know. Um, I won't forget the first person who sent me a knife was Raybo. And if you guys have not checked out Raybo's channel, it's a smaller channel, but he's trying to grow it and he's putting out some good stuff. His channel is Raybo34. Good guy, good guy. We were talking one day on offline, I think on Instagram or something, and he had saw one of my reviews of the Rosecraft knives, and he was like, "Hey, listen," he goes, "I can send you another Rosecraft knife to review." And he gave me a choice of three of them. I picked one out, and then when he sent me the note, he goes, "I want you to keep it." And I was like blown away by that because I was the first person who actually reached out and did that kind of thing. So, no reason to be scared by knives. Knives are just tools. They're not weapons. They're tools. And I don't know of anybody in the community who's actually used a knife as a tool. I mean, as a weapon. We don't even talk about them in that way because it's not what they're designed for. I mean, knives are probably the second tool that was ever invented after the hammer because you need a hammer to shape a knife. So, in the history of mankind, probably a hammer was probably the first tool. And from there, you can fashion all the other tools you need along with fire. So, but yeah, but it's like, well, it's like anything else. Anything can be used to hurt somebody, whether it be a baseball bat, whether, I mean, anything could be a shovel, whatever, you know, but that's not necessarily the intended purpose. You see countries where they have gun regulations where you can't carry guns. People still get killed, unfortunately, because people, if they want to hurt somebody, will find a way to hurt somebody. Doesn't matter what they're using. That's just my opinion. That's the last of that soapbox. Because again, we're not here to talk that kind of stuff. So, who's really? I know some of the knife community is divided on whether they're sports fans or not, but I'm really excited about the baseball season coming up. I am a huge baseball fan. In fact, that's kind of how me and my wife met, talking baseball on the internet. So my wife is probably the biggest baseball fan I know. So, you know, we're very much looking forward to the baseball season. So, you're a Yankees fan, Caleb. Oh, Yankees fan in Massachusetts. That is great. I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm a Mets fan. But just the fact that you are the rebel in where you live is awesome, you know. Hey, welcome, Eddie. You're a Yankees fan. You're allowed. We're all allowed. So it's Roger Clemens' fault. I get that yeah, I get that totally. But you know what? The Devils are probably my second favorite hockey team after the Islanders because when they first came from Colorado to New Jersey, they were such a bad team. They were like the Bad News Bears, and you just kind of fell in love with that lovable losing team. And then all of a sudden they became good and very good and started to win championships. And they were no longer the afterthought. They became the thought. So I could see Devils absolutely. No baseball for you. Dodgers suck. Gotcha. You know what, Rolf? Not a Dodgers fan. One of my best friends is a Dodgers fan, and we go at it hard because I don't even dislike the Dodgers, but I like to see my friends suffer with their sports teams, which I know sounds mean, but when same thing. Like I have friends who are Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I don't dislike the Steelers, but I like watching them lose because I like to see some of my friends suffer. I know, sounds wrong. It's twisted. My own Philly Eagles fan. Gotcha. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you guys have been a really good team this last decade. So, Lewis, soccer is such a great sport and misunderstood by a lot of Americans. I am a huge soccer fan. In Premier League, I love Arsenal. Here in the U.S., we're Red Bulls fans. They're our local team. We're the Gotham FC in the Women's League. We're fans of them. Um, And of course, obviously, we root for Team USA in the World Cup. You know, my background, I am part Italian, part German, part Polish. So I'll root for those teams as well. You know, Oak Dragon says she prefers women's soccer. And you know what? I will say one thing: women's soccer and men's soccer, the men are a bunch of crybabies who fall down all the time and play dead. Like they just get touched and they're dying on the floor. The women don't do that. It's a different game. Now, there's not as much contact in the women's game. So, Caleb, it's one of those things. If you see soccer live, if like you actually go to a live game and not watch it on TV, it's a different sport. It's a totally different sport. Hockey is the same way. I think you have to experience hockey live. Now, I grew up playing hockey. I was a hockey player from the time I was a little kid all the way into my late 20s. And hockey by far is my favorite game. But it's one of those games, if you've never played it and never watched it live, you know, it's hard to get into. Or if you didn't grow up with fans around you. Caleb, I love tennis too. That I'm Here's the thing. I am a sports fanatic. People will ask you all the time, "Hey, did you watch Walking Dead?" Nope. Whatever game was on TV that day, I was watching. Whatever time of the year it was, whether it be hockey, football, baseball. I watch probably between pro wrestling, and yes, I love pro wrestling, and I'm not ashamed to say it. It's my thing. Been my thing since I was a kid. But between wrestling and all the sports, I probably watch that 80% of the time when I'm not watching YouTube. We don't watch a lot of TV shows, you know. Yeah, you know what's funny? I grew up playing roller hockey and transitioned to ice hockey till high school. So, Caleb, I actually wrestled a little bit in high school during freshman year, but then I had to make a choice because I couldn't do wrestling with the other sports I was playing. So, but amateur wrestling is fantastic, especially if you watch it and know the rules. Because I didn't know the rules until I did it in high school. Freshman year, they made us do amateur wrestling in gym class, and I really liked it. And my friends were like, "Yeah, come on, let's do it." We all joined the team. So, but I only did it for 1 year because actually, kind of half a year. But it's a great sport too. There's so many great sports. Sports ball. I love sports ball, but all of it. I can watch arena football. I can watch. The only thing I can't watch, and this is going to sound horrible to some people, I can't watch college sports. I need to watch pro sports. I know March Madness is coming up, and it's a lot of people's things. I won't be watching any of it because people are always like, "Well, they play so hard and they're playing. They're not getting paid, so they're putting their all in it." Who cares? So's the little league team down the block. They're putting their all in it, but I wouldn't go watch them, unless I had a kid on the team. And my reason why is because I want to see the best athletes possible, and that is not in college, not at all. When you consider that we're going to have the NBA draft coming up over the summer after the season's over, and there'll only be 64 people. I'm sorry, yeah, 64 people drafted, and out of those, maybe 45 will actually make it onto an NBA team. That's such a small number that most college teams that are going to be in the tournament, their best player couldn't play or beat out the last person on an NBA team. So I like to watch where the most talent is, and that is in the leagues where they play for pay. So, and it's not that I have anything against them because those kids are out there trying their asses off and playing hard. I get it, but they're not the most talented people, and I want to see the most talented people. You know, it's the same reason why I don't go to children's music recitals. Instead, I go see concerts in big arenas. Or I go see smaller bands who are playing the local clubs and whatnot, but who have albums who have made it. I want to see the best. I want to see the best of the best in everything I do. So, but that's my soapbox when it comes to sports. You know, um, you like your state's Cowboys? Which Cowboys are those? Wouldn't be rodeo Cowboys now, would it? All right, there's a sport I don't watch. Rodeo. I don't understand rodeo. and which is really funny because even though I'm in New Jersey, this area actually has a lot of rodeo, but I have never watched a rodeo. I don't understand how rodeos work, you know, and I'm afraid if I go, I might get hooked on it, so I don't go. Bull riding, I've seen. Yes, that's insane. Those guys are just nuts because so many of those guys get wrecked. Oh, I gotcha. Laramie College. Okay. Did not know they were the Cowboys. Again, not a huge college sports fan, so you know, I have family down in Georgia, and they love the Kennesaw State Owls. That's their big thing. Used to be the Georgia Bulldogs, but then for some reason they moved on to Kennesaw State. So I don't know what happened there, if it was politics or whatever, which is why they moved on. But really, you only have one 4-year college in the state? Did not know that. Drag racing is fun to watch live. I can't watch drag racing on TV, but I have seen it live, and it's a lot of fun. But on TV, those races happen so fast, and two cars going in a straight line. Not as much fun as when you go to, like, we used to have Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey, but that's been closed for a while now. And they used to have racing, drag racing every weekend. And drag racing live is amazing. The sound of the cars, and you just feel the power as they go by. You know, I'm excited. I'm a big Formula One race fan. I'm also a NASCAR fan. My least favorite out of the three big ones is Indy, but I still like Indy as well. So, pro bass fishing, I have watched it. Rolf, I have watched it because I love fishing. So, you know, I can't say anything against those guys because, first of all, the way those guys catch fish is just amazing to me. And that's why they're pros. Yeah, Neil, Raceway Park is an experience, man. And they used to have the swap meet there where you can go and swap car parts and whatnot, which was great when I was restoring years ago when I was restoring my Pontiac Trans Am. Went out there and grabbed a lot of parts, you know. But yeah, Rolf, I'm just amazed at those pro fishermen because, like, I go out there sometimes and I'll be out there for hours and not get a nibble. These guys just know what they're doing and they catch fish every damn time. In fact, Jen and I, we have a friend named Bill, and his son is actually competes on a high level in professional fishing. So that always amazes me because I am not a good fisherman. I will admit I'm very average. So, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on because my phone, which I'm recording this on or filming this on, I should say, is down to 20% power. So I'm going to stick in there for as long as I can, and then we'll go from there. Like I said, then we'll all move on to G Ball's channel. So, what was the question? What did I miss? Louis. Oh, Louis, I do have high end knives as well. Sorry, I missed the question. I do have high end knives as well, but I like having a quantity of knives sometimes. Just and also too, I like to swap out my knives. I don't like to carry the same knife every day, but I do have high end knives. I have, um, yeah, I have Benchmades. I have high end Spydercos. I have some of the new high end Kaisers that have come out. I mean, I don't have any $500 or $1,000 knives. No, because I would never spend that. I think even if I hit the lottery, I wouldn't spend that on a knife. I just can't see it at all. Um, but I have nothing against high end knives. And for people who love that stuff, I have nothing against them either. I love watching, like, I love when Metal Complex puts on these knives that are like $500-$600, but I like to look at them. Hey, Bubba, what's going on, buddy? So that's another channel, guys. If you haven't, go over and check out Bubba's EDC. Bubba, I'm going to make you a mod so you can link your channel. Bubba is in one of the pass around groups with me, where we get the knives and we review them, then pass them on to the next person, and that's a fun group as well. We have that with Rosecraft, which is nice. And Bubba's, I usually wind up sending knives after I review them to Bubba. He's the next in the group, so. But good. I'm glad you could be here, Bubba. I appreciate that. But yeah, so it's one of those things. It's I have nothing against high end knives. I just for myself, I don't want to spend $500 on a knife. You know, I remember years ago when I spent $60 on a knife and I almost choked on it because couldn't believe I was spending $60 on a knife. But as anything over time, things go up in price, and the reality is things don't cost what they used to. So, with that being said, I didn't make Barbie a mod, Ralph. Oh, I'm sorry, Barbie. You are going to be a mod. You definitely deserve being a mod, if anybody. There you go, Barbie. You're a mod now, so you can link your channel. Sorry about that. I thought you already were. I didn't realize you weren't. My apologies on that. And yes, go to Barbie's channel. She does a lot of fun stuff. Her and Rolf. I like some of the videos they've done recently where they're out on the trail. That's fun stuff. Hiking with Jackie Boy. Hello there. Welcome into the live. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, everybody. If you, like I said, people have made mods. Definitely link your channels. We have, I can't believe how many people we've had here over the last hour and 10 minutes. Like I said, I'm keeping an eye on the power on my phone because I know it's going to die. I still have 17% power, so we're going to keep going for a little bit, But I'm so glad everybody stopped by. And let me show you another tool that's on the table. And this is the NAFS driver. And this has your 3 size torque bits on it, your T8, your T6, and T10. It's got this rotating bearing in there. So that way you can really turn easily. These bits pop right out, pop right in there. They're magnetic. Great little tool. This one will also somewhere on here, if I can point it out, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but it's got the smiley face engraved into it because this was a blem as well. This one was like $12. They're usually like $24, but periodically they sell the blems. And what made this a blem is that these usually spin for about 60 seconds when you spin them. This one doesn't have that spin rate. So they marked it as a blem. Well, I don't care if it spins for 60 seconds. So they sold these as seconds for $12. And I had already had the bits for it because when they sold them as seconds, they didn't include the bits, but I already had the Weehaw bits because I was using them for another driver. But that is a great tool. And now they just came out with their Kickstarter for the new Lander that has the new driver that takes 1/4-inch bits. Because I know some people like the bigger drivers. I have both, so I really don't prefer either one. And as usual, everything with NAFS is space related. So this is shaped like the Apollo rocket. If you saw on the Lander 4 before, that bead is shaped like the engine on the Apollo rocket. And all their knives are the Lander, for the moon lander. So there's a space theme with all the NAFS stuff, which is kind of cool, And Ben has some interesting designs as well. His designs, though, they're not over the top. They're very basic, functional knives that look good, but nothing that would make you sit there and go, wow, I'm blown away by it. Because he doesn't do anything spectacular. He makes functional knives at a good price point that look good, but aren't, the bougie type of knives, except for the Bougie Banter, which was intentionally made to look bougie, hence the name, the Bougie Banter. But even that is just an upgrade of the original Banter. So, which again was a very basic knife. But that's the way Ben designs. And, Ben had reviewed thousands of knives when he worked for Blade HQ as the TV talent, so to speak, or the talking head, so to speak. And he reviewed so many knives that he knew what he liked, and he got a good feeling of what people liked, and his companies resonated. Getting back to NAFS, I know I talked them up a lot. But that's because I'm such a huge fan of their company. I can't wait to actually carry this Kershaw around. Again, if anybody is looking for a great inexpensive knife, this Kershaw right now is on clearance at Walmart. This is the Kershaw Hotwire, and this is on sale for $10. I mean, they weren't expensive to begin with. I think they were like $20 or something like that, or like $21. But it's a great smaller knife, almost like a gentleman's knife, which that Remet that just came in when I do that review, that is a gentleman's knife. So far, I've only seen it on 2 channels. I saw it on Metal Complex's channel, and today I saw Bees Blades drop his video with it. So, and I haven't even opened it up out of the box yet, but that's going to be coming out. Oh, really? Justin sent you that one? Nice, nice. So we still have 14% power, so we're hanging on. We're hanging on for a little bit more. And what are you guys using for knife lube? I know a lot of people use the KPL. For a while, I was using the Kershaw knife lube, and then I started now using the Slick'em from EDC with OCD. You know, who's another good channel, by the way. But I started using that. What are you guys using? Rem oil, okay. Gun butter, gotcha. Air tool oil, huh? Never thought about that, Caleb. Yeah, like I said, I like the Slick'em so far since I got it. I actually won that in the giveaway from Zach Stuff, who's another good channel. Zach is a fun channel. His obsession with Benchmade, which I believe he actually works for Benchmade in some way, so I get it, you know. But he's got a fun channel. His giveaways are fun. You know, Shooter's Lube. Gotcha. Yeah, Zach is awesome, you know, and his show is always fun. And I know him and Big Red EDC, they're kind of real good buds, and they help each other out a lot. They mod on each other's channel. WD-40. Yeah, the thing about WD-40 is that I will say one thing, that will attract dirt back to it like you can't believe. That's actually really good for cleaning, but then I would actually clean up the WD-40 and then go with a lube. So yeah, Kelly, a lot of people use KPL. I just, for some reason, have not gotten around to using that. Like I said, I started using the Kershaw oil, and that seemed to be fine. Although it's not the easiest to distribute where you want it, you know. Where I find the Slick'em All is very easy to apply right where you want it in a small amount, you know. But yeah, I haven't had, you know, some knives I've like. I got one knife recently from Concept, and great knife, but it seems like they forgot a step, and that step was oil. Like, I couldn't flip it out at all, and I opened it up to see what the hell was wrong, and there was not a drop of oil in it, which really blew my mind because Concept makes some great knives. I love the quality of their stuff, and that was the first one I got that was kind of questionable. I was like, "Whoa," you know, I didn't believe that it didn't have oil in it. So I took that one apart, added the oil to it, and that right there solved the problem, and it's been great ever since. Graphite dry too. Yeah, I would actually think, Caleb, that would work really well on knives that have lock stick problems, you know. So, but yeah. All right, down to 10% power, so we're not going to be on all that long. Yeah, that is smart. By the way, Lefty's got a great channel too, Lefty EDC, and I know there are some new Devo knives dropping, if I'm not mistaken, very soon on. Is it White Mountain? Somewhere there's new Devo knives dropping. You know, new tall boys are coming out, or at least a restock of tall boys from Devo. I do not have any of his knives. I would really like one, but they sell out so fast because for some reason I never seem to get the notifications in time. You know, and what's nice is they're not overly priced. They're at a very good price point. By the way, if anybody's looking for one of the crispy donut community knives, right now they have the code Blade Show that's knocking 30% off, I think, or 25%, something like that. It's a really good deal. You know, if you're looking for one of their knives, they've been selling out. They don't have that many models left, but they do have like the Hanson Warncliffe from the CDC, the Crispy Donut Community knives, which are really nice knives. They have some of their higher end knives as well. And like I said, if you put them in the cart, they automatically drop the price down with the code automatically. I don't know how long that's going to go because that was a Blade Show code. So that might be ending this weekend. I really don't know. They didn't actually say. The code just appears in your cart. So, and I know they're changing the website. I don't. They're going to now. I forget what it's going to be, but I forget exactly what it's going to be. But I think they're kind of going to lose the crispy donut community and go with whatever the new name is on their channel. And I forget what it is. I have to look it up. And unfortunately, I can't do that because my phone is dying and I'm using it as a camera. So there's that. But let's see if we can make it another 10 minutes. I don't think we will because I'm down to 9% power. Captain, I need more power. So I don't know. Are anybody Star Wars or Star Trek nerds like I am? And yes, you can root for both. I've got a great picture that I took at Comic-Con one year where I was dressed as in a Star Trek uniform and I'm standing there with a stormtrooper because no matter where you go, you will find someone in a stormtrooper outfit. So I've seen stormtroopers at the Renaissance Fair. I've seen stormtroopers at the UFO Fair. I've seen stormtroopers just about everywhere I've been. Comic-Con, you know, but no, I don't have to choose. No, Book Dragon, I do not have to choose. I can be Captain Kirk one day and I can be a Jedi the next. I can even be a wizard from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So there. By the way, Book Dragon and I love Harry Potter. She's the biggest Harry Potter fan I know. And I like Harry Potter. But I only like the movies. I've never read the books. Nor will I ever read the books. That's not necessarily true. I may at some point when I have a lot more time on my hands because there are a lot of them. So, but yes, I love Harry Potter. So, Battle Royal, who would win? Oh, that's so hard because if you've ever seen the massiveness, like in comparison between the Empire ships compared to the Federation ships, I mean, the Star Destroyers are just giants, and with literally 100,000 people of crew on them, where like the Enterprise, the original Enterprise, had a crew of 400, so it's a much smaller ship, and yeah, and the Empire would just outnumber the Federation. But of course, my friend, if you factor in the Borg, well, things are a lot different. Who knows? By the way, there's a great YouTube video out there. Darth Vader. It was a fan made video. Darth Vader versus Batman, and oh my god, it's a great fan film. It's like 10 minutes, but it shows a battle between Darth Vader and Batman that is just amazing. I love some of these fan made films. Lucky Duck Digger, hello there. I'm glad you're here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be on too much longer because I'm running at 8% power now, so I'm only going to be here another couple of minutes. Illuminati posted. Hello there. Welcome. So, yes, Darth Vader versus Batman. Absolutely. If I can find the link later, Caleb, I think I have you on Instagram. Maybe I'll send it over. But if not, look for it. It's really cool. There are so many great fan films that are on YouTube that if you're a fan of any of these franchises, you could just watch these fan-made films for days because there's so many, and so many of them are done with big budgets. It's amazing. And of course, CGI has made that all possible. But yeah, definitely try and find it. There are some great ones out there. There's also a great Hulk versus Superman on YouTube somewhere that somebody made, and that was great. Jason for the win. Yes. Okay. Friday the 13th is one of my favorite franchises of all. The original Friday the 13th was filmed about 35 minutes from where I live. And you can actually go on tours and visit the Boy Scout camp. They'll take you to the town. You can go to the Blairstown Diner, you know. So Friday the 13th plays a big part of this area in Jersey because so much of it was filmed here, the original movie. Then they moved on to locations after that. But the very first movie was filmed at the Boy Scout camp, Camp Nebo, which is in Blairstown. And you can actually, like I said, you can go tour it. So I'm on their list and they keep sending me notifications for every tour they do. And they do them every Friday the 13th. And they usually do them over 3 days. And you can even stay overnight in the cabins. It's expensive though. It's like, to stay overnight and do the whole tour, it's like $279, which is not ridiculous money, but it's still money. If you want to go with 2 people, it's going to cost you, by the time you get food and everything else, it's going to cost you like $700 for the overnight. So I don't know if I want to weigh that out. I may do some of the just where you don't stay overnight, just one of the tours through the camp, you know. But they also don't let you film while you do it, so I can't get a YouTube video out of it, which kind of sucks. But but we've been to a lot of the locations. So, all right, we're at 6% power. If we can get to 90 minutes, I'll be very happy, and I'll sign off at that point. So we've got 4.5 minutes to go. Will the phone hold up? If the phone suddenly dies, folks, I'm preemptively saying good night, and I love you all, and thank you for joining me. So, and I see Rochambeau just jumped on, so I know a lot of people are going over there. I know we're down to 11 people from, I think at one point we had 40-something people in here, so I know everybody's going over to G-Ball and Rochambeau, and I don't blame you because those are guys with bigger channels, and they're a lot of fun. Rochambeau with the sound effects, I love his live stream. Makes me laugh totally. With the "This is Sparta" with that in the background. And I also like the fact that he does with his, if you're a member of his channel, he's got the Discord where you can post your carry, and they do a section where they go in and look at everybody's carry instead of just talking about it. That's a fun thing. Someday maybe I'll be able to set that up, but we're not there yet. All right, I'm down to 5% power. So this is going to be close. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 90 minutes. We've got about 3.5 minutes left. Hopefully we do. Thank you, Kelly. You're the best. Love having you here. You're just awesome. Yep. And I will see everybody at Big Reds tonight. Wouldn't want to miss that. So 4% power. We're not going to make it. We're going to die. It's going to shut down before it lets me. So before that happens, folks, I'm going to stop here and say goodnight to everybody. Thank Mick. Appreciate you being here. Thanks, Caleb. Love all you guys. And like I said, I'll see you in the other lives. Sheila, Wyoming Adventures, love you. Great channel. And Jen, you're sitting next to me, so hi. And I'll talk to you in a couple of seconds. All right, folks, we're going to sign off here. Good night, Neil. Appreciate you being here. El Cap Addict, you're the best. Love you guys. Again, have a great night. Talk to everybody later. Bye.